Good morning. So I just want to run you through now how we look at changing the whole numbers into fractions. So if we look at the first one here, it says change these whole numbers into fractions, and we're looking at halves now, okay? So if we take number 2, we say you've got 3 whole ones. So if I just very quickly draw 3 very rough rectangles. So if we want to divide these into halves, we'll put a line to the middle. We think to ourselves, right, how many halves have we got? Well, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 3 whole ones, 3 wholes, make sure you got the W in, equals 6 halves. There, okay? So you could have done it this way. You could have said 3 times 2, because in every whole one there are 2 parts. 1, 2. Equals 6. You could have done it as a calculation, okay? If we have a look at the next one, so if we look at quarters, quarters are a little more interesting. So if we take an example of maybe 3, what would like 5 whole ones? Okay, so we say we've got 5 whole ones here. Now, when you divide a shape into quarters, it means that you get 4 parts. So line here. Just click it off, put a line there, a line back here. I'm going to scrub that because it's doing something I don't want it to do. So if I'll just undo that. Okay, go undo again. Right. Okay, let's try that again. Should we just give me a shape? Now, if I can just do a very rough rectangle, good. I'm going to divide it quickly into quarters. Right, good. Okay, so here's my shape, then my whole one divided into quarters. So there are 4 parts to a quarter, right? So if I were to do that 5 times, okay, I quickly click it off, it might let me do there. And quick line down, click off, quick line across. It's 2 lots, make it a bit smaller so I can fit some more on. Do another shape square there, quick line down, good, got my quarters. Okay, just click that off, and there we are. Right, just ignore the shading at the moment, right? I don't know why it's done that. So, but we're counting quarters, so how many have we got? So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So then we've got another 4 here, another 4 here, another 4 here, another 4 here. So altogether then we've got 5 lots of 4, okay? So we've got this, we've got 5 lots of 4. So that is the same as saying 5 times 4. So 5 4s are 20. So 5 whole ones. Let's see if I can move this here out to the way. Good, I can. We move this one here out of the way. Move that one there. So 5 wholes is equal to 20 quarters. Okay, and I'm even going to go back and spell quarters correctly because I got a spelling mistake there, haven't I? Quarters. Okay, let's just scroll that in there for a minute and let's bring the question up here. Right, then we go into thirds. Okay. Let's come up here. Let's have a clean sheet here. Right, let's take a circle. Okay, if we divide a circle into thirds, that means you get 3 parts, right? We spell thirds, so if we go a line here, line there, line there. The parts should be equal, and we'd write it 1/3 like this, 1 part of 3. Okay, so if we've got 1 whole one, then we've got 3/3. If we had 2 whole ones, we would have, if you count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We would have 6/3. Okay, 6/3, 6 over 3, or you could write 6/3, like that. Okay, if we had more than that, let's say we had 3 whole ones, divided into thirds, well that would give us, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 thirds. again, we can use our times tables if we want to. 3 whole ones, and every whole one has 3/3 times 3 equals 9, which will give you 9/3, okay, if you wanted to do a calculation. And then the very last one here, we make it a little smaller, we bring it down, we come back to our question up here, a bit bigger, so that's for tenths, okay. So this is just really, would be a better option to use your 10 times table, okay. Now, when we look at tenths, I take a rectangle, make it quite large, okay. Tenths we get when we divide a whole one into 10 parts. So if I say this is one whole, to divide into 10 equal parts, I stood a line to the middle and I went 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4. We quickly count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So you've got here now then 10 tenths. Okay, so 1 whole equals 10 tenths. So if you've got 2 whole ones, 2 wholes, then you end up with 2 lots of 10. So you would have 2 times 10 equals 20. If you wanted to check that, then you could just draw another whole one, and you can divide that up into tenths. So check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So there's your 20 tenths. Okay. So your work today then, okay, if we come back to the sheet at the top, over here, just make it larger so we can see it again, okay, is to change these whole numbers into halves, then change the next set into quarters. At the end we have changed these numbers into thirds, and the final lot changes into tenths. Have a go. If you can use the times tables, great. So we're using your 2, your 4, your 3, your 10 times table. If you need to draw it out, okay? See how we get on. Okay, thank you.